Hi, my name is Josh, and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity. What's good, my watch friends? So, check this out. We are taking kind of a part 2 look at this awesome NASA G-Shock mod that my buddy Che is letting me borrow. This is the full lume, and so if you haven't seen the video for this one yet, I'd recommend going back to my other video. We'll link it up here in the upper right hand corner. And so this watch is really cool. It's an OEM Casio or G-Shock module inside of a full lume mod kit, printed NASA American flag metal keeper. And yeah, this thing is really sweet. And so it got me thinking. In the last video, I kind of showed it next to my other NASA G-Shocks, and I've got a whole video on those NASA ones, especially when I got the new orange one. And so I'm kind of excited about those. You can see that I like NASA stuff. I like space stuff. If you talk about ever mixing and merging hobbies, I have a Lego hobby that I'm into, and Lego has some amazing NASA, kind of even like NASA sanctioned sets. And so one of them has the shuttle that I'm gonna build and turn it into a watch box. I think that's really cool. They've got the International Space Station, and then they make kits to where you can get that and mount it to the wall so that it can be like a display piece instead of just having it sitting on itself. And so I think all that stuff's fascinating. I love collecting just NASA stuff in general. And so when it comes to my probably two main like non-athletic hobbies, watches and Lego. And so I think that that's a lot of fun. I got my little Lego man sitting back here in the back. I bought this guy off of, I think, AliExpress. I want to turn him into a watch caddy, kind of like these guys are. And so, but his arms aren't quite at 90 degrees, so they fall off. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. But anyway, I think all this stuff is fun. I like tinkering with stuff. That's one of the reasons why I like this mod so much, because it is a tinkerer's kind of watch. I think all mods are kind of like for more tinkerers types, so I really dig it. But what I want to look at in this one is my other non-G-Shock NASA watches. Now, the first one was actually the first NASA watch that I ever got for this like sub collection, even before I got these NASA G-Shocks back here, and that is the Xeric Trappist. Now, this was a Kickstarter campaign. In fact, I think it was one of the most successful watch Kickstarter campaigns that have ever existed. And this thing is sweet. Now, it is on the large side. If you want to watch it, I think I learned of this from Jody at Just One More Watch. He did a video on this one. I think he actually had this exact variant. This is the ISS variant for the International Space Station. And you can see here that it's like your normal brushed polish on the side. And then if you go in on it, it has the cage on the inside that is meant to look as if you're looking out of the capsule. And then it has the indicators, the hands here almost look like planets. And so when they go around, you can see it's currently dead. It needs a battery, but when it is moving, it looks like the planets are going around. There's some star offshoots, and so those are really cool. Those spin around, and then you can see the NASA worm logo there, kind of at the 6 o'clock of that inner ring position. It does have a fume pattern on the dial, so you can see it's blue in the center, and then it kind of gets black as it gets out to an edge. And so this is the quartz version. They did make a quartz and an automatic version. One of the reasons why I liked the quartz version was because it came with this awesome etched case back. And I really liked that. And so this was coming out, I think, around the anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission. And so that's why they did it on the back. The giant eagle, of course, just screams America. So sorry, I almost can't even say that with a straight face. America. And so, yeah. So anyway, I thought that this was cool. Plus, at the time, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. The automatics were quite a bit more expensive. And so I do not mind a quartz watch, and I don't mind saving a couple dollars on what is otherwise a display piece. I don't even really wear this that much. A lot of times you'll see it in the background right up here above my mug, where now I have the Bergeon bulb up there. But a lot of times I just let it sit here because I love to look at it almost more than I like to wear it. And it's not to say that I dislike wearing it. I think it wears great. I've got an 8-inch wrist, so I can pull off the size with no problem. The way they did the case shape and the way that they put these lugs up here, I've mentioned in other videos, it actually wears really well on wrist. It doesn't wear anywhere near as tall as the overall dimensions tell you that it does. And so, yeah, just in general, I dig it, but I don't wear it. So, but you know, when you have like 400 watches, you can't wear them. You just can't. And so this is one of them that I enjoy as kind of more of an art piece. So we'll set that one right down here. And then the last watch that I want to show you real quick is the Zelos Comet, specifically the NASA edition. So now this is what I call the small version of a Sky Raider. This is a 39mm watch, but it has a lot of similar aesthetics to the Sky Raider, the crown in particular. And then with the way that they did the indices, to me, it really does remind me of the Sky Raider series, which I don't mind because the Sky Raider is my all-time favorite Zelos. And so I thought that this was cool. I actually picked up a couple of these. I got the salmon one, and then I had to get this NASA one for everything here. Now it still has the stickers on it. As of right now, I'm leaving it new and unworn, and so kind of in collectible status, which you'll see that a lot of my NASA stuff are more of the collectibles. I don't really wear too many of them other than this one up here because it was already worn when I bought it. But with that, this one is sweet. It's got the black lume on it, and it's a hand wound. I don't have it going, but let's get it going. So it's a hand wound, kind of like the Sky Raider series is. You can see the movement and the specs on the back, everything here. And so, but really the cool part about this is the fact that they nowhere on the dial have the Zelos emblem or Zelos branding, but they do have the NASA logo. Now, if anybody has actually looked into usage rights on the NASA logo, specifically this worm logo, then you might know the reason that there's no other branding on it is because NASA says you can use this logo for just about anything you want to as long as you submit your plan to them, but there's no co-branding on it. Now, G-Shock kind of gets away with this by having the NASA logo there, and then you'll notice that on all of the G-Shocks, this is not filled in. It's not color filled. On most G-Shocks, it is color filled. On this mod, it is color filled. And so with that, I think G-Shock and Casio said, hey, NASA, to meet your rules for using this worm logo right here, we will not color fill those. Now, I don't know that or not. I've not received that word from G-Shock or Casio or anything like that. But that's my guess when I kind of went down the nerd rabbit hole that I often do. And I was reading up on usage rights for the NASA worm logo. Because I wonder too, what about the other NASA logos, right? If you'll watch my video on this orange one here, you'll know that I have a second one of these, and I'm going to mod it, and I'm going to mod it with the other NASA logo. I thought that would have been really cool with this. Everybody uses the worm logo. Now, I don't necessarily mind it, but I will say if I'm going to do a custom mod or if I'm going to create my own kind of work, I'm probably going to use some of the other ones. NASA's got some pretty cool logos over the years. I think it's just cool. So anyway, you could see here that this has the two-tone dial. I don't think I've done a video on these Comets yet. I don't know if I will. I mean, I guess I will. I guess I could. Let me know down in the comments. Is that something you would want to see? I can do that more in depth. I've got a ton of other Zelos videos. But yeah, this one is cool. And so it definitely goes into the collection with everything else. I love that it's white. I love that they did the black lume. If I were to wear it, I would definitely take it off of this black leather strap. I'd probably get it on some kind of like an FKM rubber or maybe a Barton silicone strap to go with this. Maybe like that black and white that I have on my all white Frost Zelos Mako. That would look really cool on this. I might give that a shot actually and swap these out. But yeah, these are my NASA watches. So let me know, do you have a favorite of them all? I probably would have to say the orange one is still my favorite. And let me know, are there other NASA watches out there? I know that there's a ton of NASA collectible stuff, right? You can get coins, t-shirts and hats, all kinds of prints and other types of things. I'm not talking about any of that work. All that's cool, mind you. But in the watch world, who else is doing some NASA stuff? And if there's one that I'm not heard of, please put it down in the comments because I would love to check it out. All right, my friends, with that, we'll call this one to a wraps. As always, please remember what really matters, and that's not watches. Keep the insanity sane.